Cerberus was basically the underworld security system, but instead of alarms and cameras, Hades went with giant dog, 3 heads, snake tail, optional snake accessories. Each head supposedly represented the past, present, and future. Let's be honest, they probably all just represented hungry. His resume was simple: keep the living out, keep the dead in. No one was sneaking out of Hades on his watch unless you were packing a magical harp or absurd levels of muscle. And yes, the snake tail wasn't just for show. It could strike like a whip because apparently 3 sets of jaws weren't enough to terrify people. Fenrir, the Norse wolf with a growth problem. This is not your average big bad wolf. We're talking the size of a mountain, capable of gulping down gods like they're snack-sized. Being the son of Loki, already a red flag, he was raised by the gods until they realized, hey, maybe keeping a giant apocalyptic wolf around isn't the best idea. They tried chaining him with steel, snap. Tried again with thicker steel, snap. Finally, they made Gleipnir, a magical ribbon forged from impossible things like the sound of a cat's footsteps and the roots of a mountain. Fenrir smelled a trap, so he demanded a god put their hand in his mouth as a show of trust. Tyr, the brave one, agreed. Spoiler, Tyr now has 1 less hand. Fenrir stayed chained, but prophecy says when Ragnarok hits, he'll break free, eat Odin, and turn the end of the world into an all-you-can-eat buffet. Honestly, if you're a god and see Fenrir coming, you're better off faking your own death. Nemean lion. The Nemean lion wasn't just any lion. It was basically nature's tank. Its golden fur was so tough, no weapon could pierce it. Arrows bounced off, spears bent, swords just annoyed it, and to top it off, it had claws sharp enough to cut through armor like butter. It roamed the hills of Nemea, wrecking livestock and terrifying locals until Heracles got the job of taking it down for his first labor. At first, Heracles tried the usual stab it until it dies method. Didn't work, so he wrestled it in a cave, because clearly Greek heroes loved turning monster fights into wrestling matches. After choking it to death, he used the lion's own claws to skin it, since nothing else could cut it. Then he wore the hide as armor, walking around looking like the world's deadliest fashion statement. If lions had unionized, the Nemean lion would have been their boss. Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent of Aztec mythology, is the rare legendary beast that isn't out to rip your face off, unless you're corn, in which case, maybe. This guy was a god of wind, wisdom, and creation, with the style of a fashion icon. Massive serpent body covered in radiant feathers. He was credited with giving humanity maize, teaching art, and generally making civilization possible. But in some versions, things went south. He was tricked into disgrace, left on a raft made of snakes, and promised to return one day. This legend would cause centuries of awkward misunderstandings, especially when Spanish conquistadors arrived and locals thought it might be him. Quetzalcoatl proves not all legendary beasts are smash and bite. Some are educate and elevate, with the occasional dramatic exit that makes everyone wonder when you'll come back for the sequel. Jormungandr, aka the Midgard serpent, is Norse mythology's O, so that's why we don't swim past the horizon moment. This thing is so colossal that it wraps all the way around the world, biting its own tail like some kind of world-sized fidget toy. Born from Loki, because of course, and tossed into the ocean by Odin as a baby, Jormungandr decided to deal with abandonment issues by growing into a monster that could make entire coastlines nervous. His arch-nemesis, Thor. They once nearly fought to the death during a fishing trip. Thor used an ox head as bait because worms just weren't going to cut it. He managed to hook the serpent, but a panicked giant cut the line, proving that even gods get one that got away stories. Come Ragnarok, Jormungandr will rise from the depths, poison the skies, and finally have his death match with Thor. Spoiler, they kill each other, because apparently Norse myths love a good mutual destruction ending. Kitsune in Japanese mythology are foxes that skipped the whole dig holes and eat chickens phase, and went straight to be magical shape-shifting geniuses. These spirits can take human form, usually as stunningly beautiful women, mysterious travelers, or if they're in a mood, creepy old men. The older a Kitsune gets, the more tails it grows, maxing out at 9, which is when they basically become unstoppable. Some are benevolent, acting as protectors or bringing good fortune. Others are pure chaos, tricking humans for fun, revenge, or because they're bored. And when they're in full trickster mode, they can create illusions, possess people, and even breathe fire. Falling in love with one usually ends with you waking up one day realizing your wife has been a fox the whole time, which makes for the kind of awkward breakfast conversation no one wants. Moral of the story? If your new partner avoids mirrors, encounters, maybe check for tails before committing. Chimera. The Chimera is Greek mythology's answer to the question, why choose just one terrifying animal when you can have three? It's got the head and body of a lion, a goat head sticking awkwardly out of its back, and a tail that's literally a venomous snake. And if that's not enough nightmare fuel, it breathes fire. It's basically a walking you lose screen. This monster roamed around torching everything until the hero Bellerophon, riding Pegasus, decided to take it down. But instead of just stabbing it repeatedly, which didn't seem like a safe plan with that many dangerous parts, he got clever, shoving a spear with molten lead into its mouth so the heat from its own fire melted the metal and cooked it from the inside. That's not just defeating a monster, that's defeating it with science and style. It's the kind of story that makes you wonder if ancient heroes doubled as blacksmiths. Thunderbird. In Native American mythology, the Thunderbird is the apex predator of the sky and also the weather. Every flap of its wings creates thunder. Every blink of its eyes shoots lightning. And if it's in a bad mood, you're getting a storm whether you want it or not. It's not just a force of nature, though. In many stories, the Thunderbird is a protector, keeping dangerous spirits or sea monsters in check. But like all powerful beings, it's got an unpredictable side. Some say looking directly at a Thunderbird could kill you, and others claim it can snatch whales out of the ocean just for a snack. Basically, if you see storm clouds forming and hear a deep rumble, it might not be the weather report you need to worry about. It might be a bird the size of a house deciding it's time to rearrange the coastline. Either way, you're not winning that fight, so maybe just stay indoors. That's it later.